Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about power, authority, and law, some useful idioms and expressions you could use to improve and advance your vocabulary when speaking about these topics in English. In this video lesson, we'll go over 13 common idioms related to power, authority, and law to help you better express yourself and communicate in English. Now, if this is the first time you're here on my YouTube channel, welcome. My name's Adriana from EnglishTeacherAdriana.com. I help English learners improve their English, boost their confidence to finally speak English confidently. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications so that you get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your English. Now, to help you effectively learn and most importantly remember these new idioms, I suggest that you use and apply the shadowing technique. So while you hear me saying these idioms, say them out loud with me, imitate my speech, say them out loud to help you remember, but most importantly, use them in future conversations. Go and find yourself a quiet corner, and let's begin with the first idiom. Now, if you're talking about elections and talking about the process of actually going and voting in elections. Now, a great idiom to be using in this setting is to go to the polls. To go to the polls. To the polls. To the polls. Now, this idiom basically means that you go and you vote. So you say who you'd like to be the Prime Minister, the President, whatever it is, you are saying and voting for that person. For example, I went to the polls yesterday and voted. Careful pronunciation, to go to the polls. The polls. To go to the polls. Now, the idiom to take the law into your own hands, to take the law into your own hands, is a great idiom to use to describe somebody who has taken action which should maybe be taken instead by the police or some sort of legal authority or body. So for example, maybe someone does something bad, maybe they punch you, and instead of reporting this to the police, you punch them back, or someone steals your car and you steal their car. There are other forms of punishment, but if you don't report it and you seek revenge, you may take the law into your own hands. For example, we told Bob not to take the law into his own hands and to bash John up for stealing his car. Now he's in police custody. So here, instead of him maybe reporting that crime that John maybe stole his car, he went out, he took the law in his own hands and he bashed him up, and now he's unfortunately in custody. Careful pronunciation, to take the law into your own hands. To take the law into your own hands. In the situation that somebody allows somebody else to maybe not follow the rules, so they don't have to abide by the rules, they may be bending the rules. Bending the rules. This is a very common idiom used to describe the fact that someone is letting someone else some sort of exceptions. So for some reason, they don't need to follow the laws or the rules in the company, maybe in a country, maybe at home. Basically, they're bending the rules as they like. For example, they shouldn't bend the rules for him just because he's a director's son. So here, bending the rules is being used because the director's son, of course, can tell his dad maybe to not punish him if he breaks the rules. But here, they shouldn't allow him to bend the rules. So they shouldn't allow him to not follow the rules. He has to follow them. Careful pronunciation, to bend the rules. To bend the rules. Also, if you're on the receiving end of something, it basically means that you're suffering because of something. So you may be the target of somebody's anger or criticism. Basically, you're suffering because of this. For example, Bob, unfortunately, in high school, found him on the receiving end of bullying, and these days it's left his traumas. So here we can see he was on the receiving end, so he suffered from this. Careful pronunciation, to be on the receiving end of something. To be on the receiving end of something. If somebody is completely out of control, so they're not following the law, then you could use the idiom, have become a law unto themselves. Have become a law unto themselves. For example, some of the landowners were a law unto themselves. So here they were completely out of control. They weren't following the laws, they were a law unto themselves. Please keep in mind, guys, that I personally don't use this idiom quite often, but you may come across this idiom in TV shows, in movies, while reading books. It is good to know, but if you prefer not to use it, that's okay. Careful pronunciation, law unto themselves. Law unto themselves. If you feel like you're talking to somebody, you're having some interactions, and you feel like they're hiding their real intentions, then you could use the idiom hidden agenda to describe the fact that they may be talking about one thing, but they really want something else, or they have another intention. For example, there has never been a hidden agenda by our government. So here, our government has always been honest and they have never lied about their intentions. Careful pronunciation, hidden agenda, hidden agenda. Now, if you'd like to express the fact that you're leaving somebody to act as they want, so you're not controlling them or you're not supervising them, then you could use an idiom to leave someone to their own devices. To leave someone to their own devices. So basically, leave them to act, to do whatever it is they want. For example, Mary was left to her own devices when Bob left the company. Now she has no superior and she's all alone. Careful pronunciation, to leave someone to their own devices. To leave someone to their own devices. Now, the next idiom is a very common idiom. I use this quite often in conversations. I'm sure you've heard this in many TV shows and movies, and that idiom is to get your own way. To get your own way. Now, if you get your own way, it means that you manage to persuade somebody to do something that it is that you want them to do. For example, my brother really knows how to get his way with his mother. So here, he really knows how to persuade her so that she lets him do whatever it is he wants. Careful pronunciation, to get your own way. To get your own way. But the next idiom, to lay down the law, is a little bit more stronger. So basically, if somebody lays down the law, it means that they are strict. So they tell you all the rules, you can't break them, and you need to follow them. For example, my mother laid down the law when we turned 10. She said no TV after 7 p.m. So here, basically she said, these are the rules now and we need to follow them. Careful pronunciation, to lay down the law. To lay down the law. So if you'd like to describe somebody who always does something that someone tells them to do whenever it is that they want them to do it, they may be at someone's beck and call. Beck and call. For example, do you think people in the past really enjoyed having servants at the beck and call? So here, did they really like having servants whenever they needed them to do whatever it is they wanted right away? Now guys, please note that this idiom is a little bit outdated. You may come across this in many TV shows, older TV shows or books. It is good to know, but if you don't want to use it, that's okay as well. Careful pronunciation, to be at someone's beck and call. To be at someone's beck and call. If you find yourself in a situation where you accept responsibility, or maybe something bad that someone else has done, you accept the blame, you could use an idiom to carry the can, to express the fact that you are finding yourself responsible maybe for something that you haven't done. For example, Bob's fed up of carrying the can for Mary at work. He's thinking about escalating this with his superiors so that they know that those are her mistakes and not his. Careful pronunciation, to carry the can. To carry the can. But if you'd like to describe somebody being released, freed from all the responsibility, maybe they're not guilty of something, they're not responsible for doing something, then you could use an idiom to be let off the hook. To be let off the hook. For example, the police let Bob off the hook for speeding. He's very lucky. So here, they didn't hold him responsible, they didn't fine him. Basically, they let him off the hook. Careful pronunciation, to let someone off the hook. To let someone off the hook. Remember guys, that practice makes perfect. Make sure to watch this video lesson a few times. Once is great, twice is even better. Use and apply the shadowing technique. So while you're watching this video lesson, say these new idioms out loud. Repeat out loud with me to help you remember, and most importantly, use them when speaking in English. Let's take it one step further now by completing a homework task together. Watch this video lesson for a third time, choose 5 new phrases and use them in a sentence in the comments below this video. Also guys, if you found this video lesson useful, please do let me know by smashing that like button. Like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications so you know, get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your English. Continue learning with me by downloading my free audio guide where I share with you exactly what you need to be doing every single day to drastically improve your confidence speaking in English. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson. Bye for now.